Hello, my name is Jacqueline Hall Baxter. I like to be called Jackie. Today I'm going to kind of discuss with my American government class. We had to write a 5-page paper and do some sort of video to go along with it. So I'm going to kind of talk about what my paper is about and some details about it. So first I'm going to tell you what my thesis was, and then it's the Democratic and Republican Party have shaped not only our government but our morals and beliefs by their party platform, use of social media, and the election process. So first I'm going to kind of tell you what these three things are. Party platform is a formal set of principal goals which are supported by a political party or individual candidate. So, like what Democrats and what Republicans believe in personally, and what can they do as a political party to gain the interest of the people in the United States is kind of what their party platform is about. The use of social media, major news outlets, things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of these things are considered the use of social media. How can the Democratic and Republican Party portray their message to the people of America? How can they not only, persuade the people, but how can they win them over through, support? And lastly is the election process, like who becomes our president, what kind of breaks down, and so that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of read a little bit, but I'm not going to read the whole paper because that's not what this video is about. This video is kind of me summarizing it up for you, or not even that, just, giving you some details. The Republicans and Democrats kind of go into like conservative and liberals. So conservatives, they support tax cuts. They oppose same-sex marriage. They oppose abortion. They oppose stricter gun control laws and public safety. And conservatives tend to favor state government over federal government. They think that the power should be placed with the people and less with the high classes of society. So as we go into this, conservative, the word conserve means basically to, stay the same. And we don't like change. Conservatives just do not like change. That's all it boils down to. So liberalism is a little more complicated than that. It's kind of between a mixture of social liberalism and progressivism. Liberals believe that as we move forward in time, changes will be a greater benefit to the people. And so when you break down, like a Republican and a Democrat, what goes along with this is liberals and conservatives. Liberals and conservatives are another way to break down like a person's party platform, their ideas and their beliefs. And so there is a little bit about that. And, so I'm going to talk a little bit about social media now. Social media is very interesting because it's like a newer term that we have today. And, people who are older and an older generation had they had, the news and the newspapers, but the younger people of today and even the older people who are connected through the internet, we can get information just like that. We can use, Google. We've got, databases, articles, Facebook, Twitter. We can Google local news and, all these stories just pop up. And we have access to so many things, but the Democratic and Republican Party kind of use this to their advantage. And it's really interesting because, with the news and social media, it's a way to generate and kind of control, the mass population's opinions and their beliefs and their morals. Because if, you have this idea, I'm trying to think of something recent. So the recent election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So I feel like the local news, or like the national news, antagonized Donald Trump, because most people were in support of Hillary Clinton, okay? And like and Donald Trump would be like, no, that's a lie, or like whatever it was, and he would just call out like all these local news, and there was situations where the news was reporting false information, and so they lost a lot of their local viewers and all that. So even though social media and like the mass news is a way to report information, it's also a way to spread false information and things to that sort. So I believe that the Democratic and Republican Party also abuse the news and social media to their advantage. I'm not going to say that they do it intentionally, but I think they do it in a way that is wrong and unjustified. And so lastly, I'm going to talk about the election process. The election process is just so confusing. It begins with primary elections, and so, like, we go through and we, in every state, like, who do you like, this candidate or this candidate, for this Democratic Party or this Republican Party? And we kind of, like, take a tally, and then every election, the Democratic and the Republican Party hold a what's called like the National Convention, like the Democratic National Convention, or the Republican National Convention, where the parties decide which candidate they support and which candidate they want to run for president. Okay, so after they decide whichever candidate they choose, they go and they kind of travel throughout the country, and then they tell the people of America, I believe in this, and I want this for this country, or not this country, sorry. I want this for the people of America, and, like, I believe in this, and, basically they try and gain support through the people, or citizens of America, and, it's just, I really enjoyed, this is on a side note, I really enjoyed watching the campaign this year. It was very interesting. I actually got to go see Donald Trump when he was here in person, and like, he was so different versus like the way he was portrayed on the news. So that was really interesting. Going back like to the news, just kind of BS's, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, I got thirsty. So then once they campaign for months, the day of voting finally arrives, and this can be a really long process. We sit and watch candidates attack other candidates, and basically after all this is said and done with, the people vote, and the one who gets the most electoral votes wins the race for presidency. And so like, kind of going back to my conclusion, the Democratic and Republican Party play a role in just about like everything we do. Government involvement, Democratic and Republican Party. Our morals and beliefs, Democratic and Republican Party. Social media. They just completely they warp it and they twist it to the best of their benefit. And so, the Democratic and Republican Party have shaped our morals, but they've done this through their party platforms, so their ideas of what they believe in, social media, and like the election process. From the moment we took our freedom back from Britain is, the day Federalist and Anti-Federalist kind of began, and that's how the process basically began. And like, another thing is, like, America as a country has been through like so much. We've been through a Cold War, we've been through a World War, we've been through you know, like helping like a middleman between like North Korea and South Korea gaining their independence. And like the thing about America is our values and beliefs can be reflected through what's known as like the American dream, the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of freedom, all those things. And like when you go to other countries, they talk about this. They talk about America and what makes America great. And a lot of people really kind of take that for granted, like if we live in America. But we really are a great country, and we just have to begin somewhere. And political parties were just like a really big beginning for us. But this is my video. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.